If Jameson Williams hits, he's the final piece to this offense. Is that an overstatement? Because you've got the offensive line. You've got two different style runners in the backfield. You've got the quarterback. We can now say pretty comfortably you've got the tight end. You have a great possession receiver route runner. You have kind of perfect complementary wide receivers. What they're missing is the big play guy. So I'm asking you, and I'll ask Kang, and I'll ask everybody else, I guess, is that too much of an overstatement? If Jameson Williams lives up to the hype, he's the final piece for this offense.
No, I don't think that's saying too much in terms of this year. No, because I don't think they're going to add anything to this team. If Jameson Williams pans out, right? If he's as good as advertised, then I don't think the Lions are looking to add a wide receiver at the trade deadline. Doesn't look like they're looking to add running backs to the room or anything else. I would tend to agree with you. Moving forward, I know it's way early to think about any kind of draft, but moving forward, I will tell you right now where my head is leaning in terms of what I want to add to this team, and that's another offensive lineman. I'll say that, which may not be popular, but we'll wait till we get into.
What do you mean by moving forward?
Because I think that
are you talking about this year trade deadline? Or are you talking about
no? I said I don't think they're going to add it.
Okay.
I'm agreeing with you for this year. Okay. I said, but moving forward after this season, I do think that they need to add another offensive lineman because I think it's you got contracts that are going to be coming up, and I think also with injuries, my confidence is a little shaken with some injuries that have gone on, and I think there's some lingering stuff. So you're going to have to start to replenish that. But for this season, you don't have to. You don't have to do any of that this year. I think you're right. If they hit on Jameson Williams, if he's as good as advertised, then it looks like the offense is complete to compete for this year.
Can you agree with that, or is it an overstatement?
Doug, that's not an overstatement. That's an expectation.
Yep.
They traded up for Jameson Williams for a reason. This guy the top comes off with Jameson Williams and that offense if he does what he's supposed to do and he becomes what he's supposed to be. He's got elite speed. We know that. Now, he's not going to have necessarily elite hands all the time, and even the coaches have mentioned that. He's got to work on that, maybe more on the jugs machine, and he can get better. So he's not St. Brown as far as just hands, but he does something St. Brown and most receivers in this league, or a lot of receivers in this league can't do, is he puts the fear of God in the secondary as far as going over the top. This guy will run right past you, and if he gets the ball in his hands, and even if you have the angle on him, he can still run by you. If he's even, he's leaving. And I expect that if he is everything he's supposed to be, the Lions offense, with that offensive line and Jared Goff playing the way he's playing, they could put up points against any defense. I have no qualms about it.
248-539-9797. In the meantime, with all that said, I'm not sure what to expect this week. We aren't 100% sure he's going to play. I suspect that he will. And yet, it's, some people have a bunch of questions about him. I have a few questions about him. I'd like to see him alleviate those concerns. He admitted after dropping that pass in the preseason that he sometimes tucks and runs too quick. I think when you're playing the game at the next level, whatever that level that is, you tend to speed up and try and do things too fast. But let's keep something in mind. Dude has played 78 NFL plays. Jameson Williams has played 78 regular season plays. That is the equivalent of just barely a game's worth of snaps. I mean, it's over a game's worth of snaps, but it's not 2 games worth of snaps. And so Jameson Williams at this point is essentially a rookie. And so to expect him to come in and be all that in 4 weeks is a big ask. And the reason I say 4 weeks is because that's when the trade deadline comes, is right after the Vegas Monday night game. I think it's the day after. Maybe it's the day after, Tuesday or Wednesday after the Vegas Monday night game. And that at that point, they're going to have to decide, do we have enough or do we add? And so I'm hopeful that Jameson Williams can do it in the next 4 games. But I'm not sure that that's a realistic expectation. He's played 78 snaps.
Yeah, but he could eclipse that mark in 2 games.
Yes, he could.
And
Maybe, because I don't know that. What's his pitch count? How many snaps is he?
I said he could. I mean, you're looking at 39 snaps each game to get there. If let's say he gets in 25 snaps and looks just fine, is it crazy to think that he'd get 50 snaps the next game or 45 snaps? I don't know I'd have to look and see what the snap counts are for like a Monroe St. Brown. Maybe it takes 3 games to get there.
Right.
I guess my point is that he's likely to surpass that total quickly if he's on pace to be that receiver. I mean, if he's not, if he's getting 15 snaps this week and gets 20 snaps next week and 20 snaps the week after that, then I have to question, what the hell are we doing? Is this pick the right pick? I think he's the right guy. I really like his potential, his talent, and I like his attitude right now.
Well, you said it. If you go watch the news conference he had this week, you really liked what you saw.
Yeah, I really did.
I think he's got a good family base. His parents are very level-headed. They kept him grounded during the suspension. You got Marvin Jones on the team, a veteran receiver. I think, and he's really young. But he hasn't, he's done nothing criminal. No. I think we all can agree the gambling thing was more like a stupid NFL rule than on Jameson Williams.
Well,
now,
it was careless. It was careless on his part.
And he should have known, but apparently a ton of NFL players did not know the rule.
Right.
And
much so that they changed the rule.
Yeah. And so I think he's got a good head on his shoulders, and I think the talent is what needs to follow. When Dan Campbell says he needs to be where he needs to be, hopefully it's, he knows the playbook, right? He knows where the routes he's supposed to be running.
I liked what he said about his own personal two-a-days during this suspension. And he said it hurt. He said specifically the Kansas City game really hurt when he wasn't a part of it. I mean, if you tell the guy, you're the missing piece. You're the final piece. We can win a Super Bowl. Hopefully it serves as great motivation for him.